In October of last year, King Ocean Ken was finally made available for pre-order via Mattel Creations. If you don't know, or if you needed a refresher, King Ocean Ken was part of one of Barbie Signature's mid-pandemic design polls, and was up against 3 female Barbie dolls, all of which were designed by Barbie designer Angel Kent. And somehow, against all odds, Ken won over Barbie. Fashion doll collectors were obviously hungry for a signature Ken release, which is something that never happens. Mattel never makes Barbie signature Ken dolls anymore, because they know that there is a large subset of Barbie consumers that straight up don't buy Ken dolls. I've seen a lot of them online that have actually been verbally upset because Ken won over the typical blonde-haired, blue-eyed Barbie this time. And to those people, how do I put this in the nicest way possible? Fuck you. Fuck you for being the reason why Mattel has never made a Barbie extra Ken doll, the reason that Mattel has never made a Barbie-style Ken doll yet. Listen, I unbox a lot of female dolls on this channel, but it isn't because I don't value my male dolls. I actually value my Ken dolls just as much as I do my Barbie dolls, but I and many other people just don't have the opportunity to add some nicer non-playline Ken dolls to our collection because Mattel never releases Barbie signature Ken dolls. This Ken doll is a monumental release for many gay men, especially gay men who grew up in the 90s or 2000s, who grew up playing with Mattel's Little Mermaid Ariel dolls or the Mermaidia dolls in the early 2000s. Gay men who were once gay little boys and grew up feeling very outcasted by society, who were really confused about who they were. And one of the few places where we could find true happiness in our early childhoods was whenever we were playing with our mermaid dolls and pretending that we were swimming in the ocean with Ariel. And we can see ourselves in this doll. So it pisses me off whenever people go online and they're like, he only won because of horny gay men. And I'm like, no, maybe we just wanted to see ourselves represented for once in the fashion doll world. I mean, damn, how many blonde Barbies do you really need in your collection? Anyways, I received this doll first in August, and if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that it wasn't really a pretty time working with Mattel Creations to try to get a quality version of this doll. I'm not going to harp on that too much right now. Let's go ahead and get into the review. So here is a good look at the exterior of King Ocean Ken's packaging. I don't really talk about packaging design a lot on the channel because I'm an out-of-box collector, but this really feels lazy to me. I mean, it's nothing but the concept art that Angel Kent drew a couple years ago, and while the concept art is pretty, I feel like they could have done more. You can see that mine came dented, which I'm not too upset about because I'm not keeping him in box. The back of the box actually has a little blurb of information, like a backstory on this character. Emerging from his aquatic kingdom, the mighty King Ocean Ken doll is a tribute to his duties as a warrior and a royal. He wears gleaming rose gold colored armor, which features a shell-encrusted breastplate, spoiler shoulder armor, and bicep armbands. His regal head adornments and iridescent fin, which shimmers like sunlight in water, are perfectly suited for this ruler of the sea. And here he is out of his box, finally. Like I said, I first received this guy back in August, and I was so excited because like I waited and waited and waited. Like I ordered him back in October of last year, and Mattel, I don't really think that they were expecting him to be as popular as he was, but because a couple of us were waiting like extra long for him. They even sent out an email basically being like, hey, let us know if you still want this guy or we're going to cancel your order. And I was like, yes, I still want him. If they canceled my order, I would have been so pissed off. And may I just say that Mattel Creations has the worst customer service in the world. The one I received back in August, you all know how picky I am about Barbie facial paint symmetry. The one that I received back in August had really crooked eyes, and I was so mad after waiting for so long for this doll for him to come with crooked eye paint. And I understand that there's going to be, you know, manufacturing defects and flaws, but this guy was $100. You would think for $100 Barbie that they'd have a little bit better quality control, but no, that is not the case. Unfortunately, Mattel does not give a shit. In fact, they think their Barbie collectors are idiots, or they must think we're dumb, because like I had to take a picture of his face with my phone and send it to them, and their quality control team was like, nope, everything looks fine. And I literally had to fight them. I had to go full Karen or Kevin with Mattel Creations to get a better one that had better face paint. My friend Urian is currently fighting with them because they sent him his, he ordered the 4th Barbie Pink Collection doll, and she came with scratches all over her body. Like, they don't care. They offered him like $25 for that $100 Barbie doll that he bought from them. That signature doll, that Silkstone doll that was so expensive, they offered him $25. Like, if you think Mattel cares, they don't. But anyways, this version of him that they sent me, the second one, I'm okay with. This eye is a little wider than the other one is, but it's as good as it's gonna get. I wish that they sold Barbie signature dolls in store, but you know, Toys R Us doesn't exist anymore, and they were like one of the few places in America that actually sold Barbie signature dolls, where you could go and take a look at which one you were getting. I love this guy anyway. I'm not gonna let my joy of him be tainted by that negative experience with Mattel Creations. He didn't turn out exactly how I pictured him, exactly how a lot of people pictured him. His face sculpt, he does have a new face sculpt, which is really awesome. This head sculpt is called Julio. And I actually talked to the designer. He told me he was named after Julio Iglesias. Not because of the, you know, not because he looks like him, but because the sculptor, Sean Almos, loves his music. So this is Julio. He is named after Julio Iglesias. He does not look like the concept art, though. The concept art gives him sort of like a smize and a side eye, and that is not represented on the final doll. If you watch Hexion and you see, like, if you've seen how he paints his dolls, like, this is the expression he gives them, and that's just not what we got. He's handsome, don't get me wrong, and a lot of people were saying that this head sculpt kind of reminded them of like the mid 2010s fashionistas, like basic white Ken doll head sculpt. I can see it, but he's kind of got like a cleft chin, and his head sculpt is obviously adapted to work with the superhero body. Yes, they gave him the Batman versus Superman superhero body, and of course a much more tan complexion. Not as tan as we thought he was going to be, but he is more tan than the original Batman versus Superman body. And they also changed the hands to a more neutral position. I say neutral, but they kind of look like they're supposed to be gripping something. What could that be? Well, originally this guy was going to be coming with a trident, but Mattel obviously thought that that would be too expensive to produce, so they made Angel Kent cut that out of the final doll. A lot of people have been very upset online because he didn't come with his trident, and they have been coming up with creative solutions, either giving him like Aquaman action figure tridents or just making him their own. That was such a stupid decision. For $100, he should have came with a trident. But I'm glad that he got a hand upgrade and they didn't just give him the regular fists that the original body came with. I like this guy. I like his design. I like these warm colors. His iridescent tail is really cool. The armor can actually be removed. It's got a little clip. This actually unclips at the back. And he has fabric, the gauntlets, like on his arms. Julio is an extremely handsome Ken doll, and I am so happy that I can finally add him into my collection, officially. Him rotting in his box in my bedroom doesn't count as him being in my collection until he's out of it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep him as a merman. I feel like it'd be kind of a shame to not keep him as a merman. And I'm satisfied with this doll. I mean, he's really, really handsome. One thing they could have done though, like if they could have taken this opportunity to give us like a black collector Ken doll, that would have been great. I mean, when does Mattel ever make black collector Ken dolls? I see this doll as Latino because I'm Latino and his name is Julio. But if you don't want to, you don't have to. He could just be a white guy with a tan. Man, is it so nice to add a signature Ken doll in my collection for the first time in forever. Thank you so much, Angel Ken, for this awesome Ken design. And if you haven't heard of Angel Ken before, well, he's a Barbie designer that's been working for Mattel for a few years now. He actually designed this year's Christmas Barbies, and he works regularly on the Barbie Dreamtopia line. I actually have a couple of them, of the recent Dreamtopia releases with me today that I'm also going to be taking a look at. These were both also designed by Angel Kent. This girl in particular has been a fan favorite across all doll social media groups and doll junk. So I'll go ahead and start with her. So this is one of Angel Kent's most recent Dreamtopia designs. These are budget dolls, so they're relatively cheap. At Walmart in America, they're like maybe $8, and they're not articulated or anything. They don't have a whole lot of accessories, so for a lot of people they just buy them for the heads and rebody them on Made to Move bodies. But something really special about her is that she uses the Generation Girl Tori head sculpt. See, Carlisle brought Tori back into Barbie's signature in 2018. I believe she was the face of the Latina Christmas doll that year, which meant that Mattel had to digitally archive her inside of Mattel's computer system for modern use. And if you look at the promo images of this doll, you might be like, wait, she looks a little different. Well, that's because originally they were going to be using the Teen Skipper head sculpt for this release. Unfortunately, even though a lot of us love the Teen Skipper head sculpt and she hasn't been used in forever, for some reason they made Angel Kent change her to the Tori head sculpt. They wouldn't let him use Teen Skipper. Why is that? Well, legally, I don't think that we will ever get a definitive answer for that. But if I were to guess, it's either that there's either some unsaid rule about using the Barbie family, like Barbie and her sisters, older head sculpts in modern playline, or the Teen Skipper head sculpt just isn't, like, they haven't like 3D scanned it in and made it available to be used in modern playline. And it would have been too expensive for them to have done that. And since they already had Tori, she was the second best option. I don't know the definitive answer to that. I wish that Mattel has digitally archived and modified all of their older head sculpts to be used in modern playline, but I know that's not the reality, unfortunately. Some of them are just lost and they just haven't scanned them in because they haven't really had a good reason to. And this one Playline doll, unfortunately, wasn't a good enough reason for them to modernize Teen Skipper. But she is beautiful, and Tori is kind of having a comeback in modern Barbie Playline thanks to Carlisle Noetta and Angel Kent. And a lot of us Generation Girl fans are very excited about that because we love this vintage head sculpt. And she has an amazing screening. I'm not sure who painted this face. I'm not sure if this is Mintam's work or another Barbie artist, but she has these beautiful lavender eyes, this really awesome like cat eye, this pearlescent pink lipstick. She just has a very weirdly beautiful facial screening. Like, her facial screening is honestly a lot prettier than even some Barbie signature dolls that have released recently. And it looks so awesome with her lavender hair. Unfortunately, it's polypropylene, but it's a beautiful color anyway. It's a beautiful color of a shitty hair fiber. Wish it was Saran, but you know, she's only $8. She also comes with this pink crown and a translucent tail. Really, I only got her for the head, as many doll collectors do. She matches Purple Top the best. Purple Top or Victoria or the curvy yoga Barbie if you want to make her curvy. Tori has definitely been having a Tori evolution, as I like to call it. There's also another mermaid doll designed by Angel Kent that uses the Tori face sculpt that was released this year. She's got a tan complexion and green eyes, and unfortunately I don't have her here with me today. She has not shown up in stores, but I am very anxious to add her to my collection as well. And the Daisy from this line is also very beautiful. I love how they gave her this unique side glance. This definitely isn't the stock screening that they usually give to the Daisy head sculpt. If you have any Daisy dolls, you know what I'm talking about. They give her the same screening every single time, like the same screening they've been using since 2015 or 16 for her, where she's just looking straight ahead and she's got like the thicker eyebrows. But for all of you that have been complaining about Barbie's block brows recently, here you go. This one, I feel like she's got really conservative eyebrows. I mean, to me, her eyebrow shape is really reminiscent of early 2000s Barbies. And like I said, that side glance is so awesome. And neither of these dolls have pixel face, by the way. They're just so cool. So cool. I'm thinking of making like an ultimate Daisy doll. I want to do like an ultimate version of all of the Barbie characters. I might just use this girl's face for my ultimate Daisy. She comes with a blue crown and really no other accessories. Her hair is also polypropylene, unfortunately. She may be rerouted eventually, but as they are, I think they're really amazing Barbie Playline doll designs, and that they make really great stocking stuffers. For $8, I'm not complaining. Well, thank you all so much for joining me today as I took a look at some of Angel Kent's most recent mermaid designs. I love the holiday dolls that he designed this year. The Playline Mean Girls inspired ones were so awesome, and that redhead Walmart exclusive. Can't wait to make my review of her. If you haven't already, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy my content. I'll see you all next video. Thank you so much. Bye.